Hello everyone, welcome back to another video lesson. Okay, in this video lesson we're going to cover how to find the volume of prisms and cylinders. So the formula for that is the volume equals the base times the height. Okay, B represents the area of the base and H is going to be the height of the figure. And don't forget that since this is volume we're trying to find, it has to be units cubed. Okay, and I have the first example here, but I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and pause the video and then copy this down. Okay, and then once you're ready to continue, go ahead and press play. All right, so as you can see, this prism, the bases are triangles. Okay, so that means that this is a triangular prism. Now I'm going to go back to a couple of concepts or two concepts that I covered in the class maybe during the 6 weeks. Okay, and I hope you guys kind of remember this. Notice that we're given these markings on this triangle. Okay, what those markings mean, again, and I hope you guys remember, is that all three sides are equal. Since all three sides are equal, then that means that this is an equilateral triangle. So the bases of this prism are equilateral triangles. Now, what that means about the angles is that the angles are also equal. So it's not only a triangle that is equilateral, but it's also equiangular, which means each angle has to be, the measure of each angle has to be 180 divided by 3. So this angle has to be 60 degrees. And I'm going to use just one of the triangles. Now, don't forget this one is 60, but what I'm going to do here, since I'm not given the height of this triangle, okay, I'm going to drop the altitude or height. And this height, don't forget, is always perpendicular to one of the bases. So not only does it bisect this angle, but it also bisects this side. So since this angle is 60 and it's getting cut in half, which is what bisect means, then this angle has to be 30 degrees. And since we're given that this side is 10, then all sides are 10, but then the altitude or height is bisecting this side, so this is going to be half of 10. So that makes it 5. And we do need to find the altitude so we can find the area of the base. But using the 30, 60, 90 special right triangle pattern, we know that this leg of the right triangle is the short leg. How do we know that? Because it's opposite to the 30-degree angle. Okay, so this is the smallest angle, which means this leg has to be the longest leg, and this is the hypotenuse. So the pattern was, if we know the short leg, all we have to do is to find the height. Then that's going to be 5, but not only 5, it's going to be 5 times the square root of 3. Okay, now I'm just going to copy the formula for volume. So volume equals the area of the base times the height. Let's list the base and the height of this prism. So the base is going to be equal to find the area of a triangle, it's 1/2 the base times the height. But in this case, we know that the base is 10. Okay, the whole side is 10. So then this is going to be equal to 1/2 10. The height is 5 square root of 3. So 5 square root of 3. And when we multiply 10 times 5, that's going to give us 50. But half of 50 will be 25. So then the base is going to equal 25 times the square root of 3. So we have the base now. Now the height. The height of the prism, okay, the height of this prism is 20 centimeters. So that's already given to us. So this is 20. I'm just going to list it again so that we can substitute these values into this formula. So once we have them both, all we have to do is come back to this formula and substitute for them. So this will be B is 25 square root of 3, okay, and H is 20. And the product of these two values is exactly 500 square root of 3, and this is centimeters cubed. Okay, so there is the volume of this triangular prism. If I went too fast for you, you can always pause the video and rewind it, or watch your notes until you understand this problem. Okay, I'm going to scroll down to the next example, and this one is a cylinder. So for a cylinder again, we use the same formula. So the volume equals base times height. In this case, the base, and then the base, we see that it's a circle. Okay, and we're given the diameter. The diameter is 24. If you want the radius, you take half of the diameter, which is 12, but the formula to find the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared. Since we know the radius is half of 24, then we just substitute for r as 12, for 12 for r, so this will be 12 squared. But we know that 12 squared is 12 times 12, so this will equal 144 pi. So we have this part of the formula, and then the height of the cylinder is given as 8 units. So this one is 8. And once we have these two, we substitute them into the formula. So the volume equals 144 pi, okay, times 8. And when you multiply these two values, the volume is equal to, and I'm going to leave my answer in terms of pi, which means I'm not going to compute pi. Okay, so it's 1,152 pi centimeters cubed. And there is the answer to this problem. Again, if I went too fast, you can always pause the video. If you have any questions on the assignment, don't forget, you can always send me a remind message or an email, and I will get back to you with an answer as soon as possible. All right, until the next time, bye.